It's relentless. It's there all the time. I believe that my diabetes lives with me. I don't live with it. But it came to my wedding. It came to when my little boy was born. It comes to breakfast. It comes to dinner. And it never gives you a break.
I started the Type1 Foundation out of a desire to see change. After my daughter Lila was diagnosed with Type1 Diabetes 2 years ago, I wanted to create awareness and also to help support people that are living with Type1 Diabetes on a day-to-day basis.
When I got diagnosed, I was 9 years old and we were on a Gold Coast holiday, and I thought it was going to be a really good holiday, but it turned out to be a really bad holiday. Dad rushed me to the doctor, and the doctor said that he did my test and I was really high. I got an ambulance and they rushed me into the hospital.
They pretty much put her straight in like an ICU area with a DKA, which for anyone that doesn't know, it's ketoacidosis, which she was on the verge of. It can go either way, so she was very close to, if we had left it any longer on that day, she might not be here.
I wasn't feeling great. I was vomiting and I felt really high, and I didn't even know what that meant then.
Lila was lying on the bed and I just remember there was lines coming out of her, all the infusions, those sorts of things, and the doctors come in and said, yeah, she's obviously type 1 diabetic, but that is pretty much the least of her issues at the moment. She was on the verge of going into a coma with ketoacidosis, DKA. And I just rang Ange straight away, and I was hysterical. I just blurting out stuff left, right and centre, but just the main point was, how could she get this sick and for us not to really understand it or not know how sick she was?
Sometimes I don't want to tell people that I have it because then they'll think that I'm different.
I don't have it and I'll never understand it the way that she does. No matter how much you read or how many people you know with it or whoever's got it, unless you've got it, you have no idea, really. And that's, how do you talk to something like your own little girl? Talk to her about it when I don't have it. I wish I did have it so I could share that with her. What's the hardest thing?
After 27 years, some days it's just tiring and you just wish it would go away, but it won't.
My best friend Emily that year was in my class, and I saw her do her fingerprint prick test, and I always wondered what that was, and now I know.
Most of my friends understand what it is, but if I'm at school and a kid that I don't know from school, and if I'm doing it with Lila in the sick bay, then there's some other kids sitting in there and they're always like, oh, what's that? Yeah.
What is type 1 diabetes?
It's an awareness.
Awareness?
Others don't understand that when you have food, you have to prick your finger before a meal or when you feel low or high. They always ask what your insulin pump is. It's really hard at dancing when people ask you questions.
Definitely all the blood tests. I don't think people understand just how frequent they are, how much you have to do them.
So I have to check my bloods about 6 times a day. If I want to eat, work out the carbs to see how much insulin I have to have, then give my insulin, and then if I want to eat again, just more needles, and then you have my nighttime needles, and yeah, just a lot of needles.
The testing is just annoying, especially like in 2 hours every night. Sometimes like I'm low or I'm high, I have to get tested, and it just kind of agitates me. I can't get enough sleep. The pump's kind of annoying sometimes. It hangs off you all the time, and it's just, you just don't really want to be there. Sometimes I get the questions from kids, and that is really annoying.
Some other people that I don't really know that well, they don't really know what it is, so I have to explain it to them.
I think the main point I want to get across is how important it is for people to be aware of type 1. It's such a gut-wrenching feeling. At first diagnosis, you just feel like the ground has opened up this massive hole and you can't get out of it, and you kind of think, how long is he going to have it for?
It just hasn't sunk in that this is forever, and just waiting for that cure to come and say, you don't have to jab yourself anymore, you don't have to check your bloods. That would be the best.
People often say, you know, is Amelie stable? And I think, yeah, to me that shows a, you know, total lack of understanding, because yes, she was stable 5 minutes ago, but so much affects it. It's really unpredictable. It needs constant monitoring. The management isn't easy. It's unrelenting.
In the morning, every morning I go in, and it's that doubt that Harvey may not wake up this morning. It's like, is he just asleep? Because you do hear of a lot of deaths in the night, and it is just something that is in your mind every single morning.
The pressure to remember is really, really annoying. The way that you have to always test your blood every 2 hours, and there's like a lack of independence because you have to carry your bag and medical kit and everything everywhere, and you just don't have the same freedom as everybody else.
Yeah, I was diagnosed when I was 25 years old. Obviously Ben was diagnosed as a child, so it's very different because you're more set into your normal way of life, and especially at that age you've got social life, wasn't married at the time, so used to going out and having a drink with my mates.
I've grown up a lot. You have to mature a lot because you're looking after yourself a lot more. Your health is very important.
When I first did my own tests, it really hurt, and you have to change your line every 3 to 4 days.
You know, people do, you know, they often talk about the needles and how that must be terrible, and all the finger pricks, and how, you know, having to change the pump. But for us, that's the smallest part of it. It's so much bigger than that. So it's dealing with the, you know, the mood swings, the emotions, and then you've got the impacts of that on the family, the constant sort of, you know, anxious feeling in the pit of your stomach.
Friends and family, although they are amazing support, and the school and our educators and paediatricians, they're still not living with it day to day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Probably some of my mates were probably really good about it, and other mates were pretty blasé about it, to be honest, and didn't really get it, you know.
I kind of see it as a burden and a blessing. Like, I've met so many amazing people from it, like my educators and just people here today. Like, you just wouldn't run into them anywhere else, and they're beautiful people, and yeah, that's my little favourite thing about it.
The good things are that you make a lot of new friends with diabetes. You get to go to diabetes camps, you get to learn new experiences that other people will not experience. Being close to my family now, because they all understand with diabetes now, and it makes us a lot closer. Dad does the insulin, Mum does the food, and I just program the thing. And we're all together again, and I love being with my family. It's the best thing ever.
It's really fun meeting other people that have diabetes and playing with them, and going to different places.
Harvey has been amazing. He is just never fails to surprise me and motivate me. He's just taken it in his stride. You have to be strong for your child and your friends and your family. I am the tough one of the group usually, and I still feel like I have to project that to everyone. Sometimes inside though, you know, sometimes I'm on the floor in the shower crying my eyes out just by myself. But then you've got to go, no, I need to be strong for everyone else, because, you know, if I fall apart, everyone's going to lose it.
We were lucky that we spotted these symptoms pretty early, but spreading that awareness just means that other families, friends of children and adults know exactly what to look out for, and maybe they catch those symptoms a little bit earlier.
I can't stress how much gratitude I have got personally to Ange and the whole Type1 Foundation and all you people that are here tonight. It just means the world to have that support, and it's great to have nights like this, but we need ongoing help with our cause. You know, the whole objective is to try and raise some money to help the families and the kids that are newly diagnosed, and you know, please dig deep and do what you can. I know there's lots of charities and you always ask for money here, there and everywhere, but every little bit helps, and honestly it means the world to us that are affected on a daily basis by Type 1. Thank you.